We all know as parents that it's really important that we read aloud to our littles, but do you necessarily know why? The more books you read to them, the stronger their vocabulary gets, but there's a few extra things you can do while reading before, during, and after that can really intensify their learning. Today, I'm going to share with you, and I'm going to put a post in the link to some free activities that we can share with you as parents. I'm going to talk about one of my favorite books, The Cat in the Hat. I've always been a Cat in the Hat fan. If you don't believe me, this is my 5 or 6-year-old brother. This is my 12 or 13-year-old self. Took off part of school one day to go into his class, dress up, and read The Cat in the Hat on Dr. Seuss's birthday. Fast forward, I did that when I was in college. I did it again in my 20s, in my 30s, and it's now one of the big activities that I do for promoting reading. But if you are going to read this Cat in the Hat story, why not do a couple extra activities with your littles that will help them to understand more about what they're reading and build on their reading comprehension skills? For example, why not ask them before you read, do you think you're supposed to let strangers into the house? If it's raining, are you usually excited? Are you bored? Explain a little bit about how you feel when it rains. Do you go outside in the rain? I'm from Southern California where it very infrequently rains. So we do. We go outside when it rains. It's a big deal. We're never bored. We stare at it because it's such a random thing. And then you can ask questions about picking up your toys. So there's some pre-reading questions you can ask that as you read it, you can revisit those questions with your students. Other things that you can do is while you're reading, you can talk about the plot. Questions about the plot could include, why are Sally and her brother sitting in the house? Or describe a problem in the story that make a suggestion on what the children should do about that problem. Describe the settings shown in a specific illustration, but use the words, use illustration, use settings, use the text, those are the words, and the illustrations, the drawings, to describe how the fish feels about the cat in the hat. Those are different character analysis, settings, plot, questions that you can ask your littles as you're going through it. And then you can come back. You can do some reader's response and figure out what their opinion is about, should the kids have let the cat in the hat in? Should the kids have told mom, yes, that the cat in the hat had been there that day? So just adding a few of these different activities can help when you're reading any story to your littles be a little bit more brain building for them. So I hope this is helpful. I am going to post a link that takes you to some free lessons from our literature units. Let me share with you what it's going to look like, so that you can know what you're looking for in case we have a broken link, because that does happen. Let me take you up here. This is the cover that you're going to be looking for, and there's going to be free lessons that we're including here with you. Please, please, please keep reading with your kids. Just take a couple questions ahead of time, in the middle, stop and ask some clarification questions, and then ask some questions at the end. Get their opinion, get them forming different words and using their vocabulary to describe more than what they just saw with the cat in the hat. One more random factoid in case you're still watching. Did you know that when Dr. Seuss read The Cat in the Hat, they gave him the challenge to write an entire book using 100 words? So this entire story is 100 words. If you have a little that's just starting to read, I suggest you actually start with Green Eggs and Ham, because that challenge was 50 words. So read that one first with them, let them go through it, and then move on to The Cat in the Hat for them to read. Watch them get excited as they're grasping those different sight words. Thanks so much. I hope this helps.